Hello everyone, I am Shireen Rodriguez and I'll be presenting my individual learning celebration project for human sexuality. My original course expectations were to learn about the different sexualities, to learn about sex as an act alongside the biology and anatomy. I was thinking of it as sort of like a science class, mixed in with the history of human sexuality. So I thought it was going to show like maybe a timeline of back to from the ancient Romans to like now, and how sexuality has changed in the views of the people. So that would be like learning about the social constructs revolving around sexuality and how sexuality has changed due to society's views upon it and the views and norms and the morals that come along with it. Some major insights I learned: put as much love as you can into the world, starting with yourself. This really resonated with me because you really need to first love yourself and who you are before you can go into the world and love others for who they are. You have to first be comfortable with yourself before you can be comfortable with others. Another major insight is the lack of sex education in the US. It's really terrifying to know that our education system really doesn't do anything to help the students and the kids learn about safe sex, and that's the only education that they get is from the porn industry. Moving on to Kellogg's, I didn't know that Kellogg's was anti-masturbation and that the reason why cornflakes was created to begin with was for anti-masturbation, which is kind of sad because I really did love to eat cornflakes. So I guess now I'm just gonna have to get the off-brands. But Kellogg's was a real shock to see like what people thought of sex and masturbation in general. Kellogg's also shocked me with his methods of intervention, which revolved in like genital mutilation of both sexes. So genital mutilation was another big insight that I found to be really terrifying, how it's literally happening right in our own backyard. I used to think it was just something that was happening outside, but to see how we've normalized male genital mutilation is really, especially through the porn industry, is really shocking to me, and to also learn that customs from outside are coming into the US and staying in the US because of religious practice, and because it has to do with religion, politics is staying out of it. It's really upsetting to know that it's probably going to be something that's going to continue on for at least a couple more generations. Moving on to birth control and childbirth. So with the birth control, I learned that there's many more types of birth control, and not just condom and the pill, which is pretty much what all US students kind of just know as the go-to. Those were the only two that we knew. And with childbirth, it's sad to see that our healthcare system is not, because it's so bad that it costs $12,000 to have a childbirth, and that the hospital bills and postpartum depression are things that we don't really talk about when talking about childbirth. Moving on to the abortions and politics, it's always angered me how politics and the old white men in power go through leaps and bounds to prevent women from having the right to decide. My final major insight was the differences between fantasy, kinks, and fetishes, because on the internet and just in general knowledge, we seem to blur the lines between these three things and seem to see them as all the same. So my next steps are to be a warm and open, trusted source for others, to openly speak about and discuss all that I have learned in this course, become a well-informed ally, show children and the future generation that things aren't a dichotomy. And the last is the memes. I got overly excited and made a couple. Thank you for watching, and of course remember, put as much love as you can into the world, starting with yourself.